Question 1. Given the circumstances, Mr. Ahmed is planning to expand his HVACR business into a new state. He must ensure compliance with local licensing and permit requirements before starting operations. What should Mr. Ahmed prioritize to legally establish his business in this new market? A. Register the business with the local Chamber of Commerce only. B. Obtain all required federal, state, and local permits and licenses relevant to HVACR services. C. Focus on marketing first to build customer base, then worry about permits. D. Hire subcontractors who already have local licenses to bypass permitting. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. To legally operate in a new state, it is essential to obtain all required federal, state, and local permits and licenses specific to HVACR services. Registering only with the Chamber of Commerce is insufficient since this body does not issue permits for trade compliance. Prioritizing marketing or using subcontractors without appropriate licensing risks legal penalties, fines, and potential shutdowns. Compliance ensures the business operates within regulations, protecting the company's reputation and reducing liability. This aligns with best practices for legal and regulatory compliance in multi-jurisdictional business expansion. Question 2. In light of recent developments in the HVACR industry, Torres is evaluating the impact of cash flow management on her company's ability to handle seasonal fluctuations. What financial strategy should she implement to maintain operational stability during slow months? A. Rely on credit lines only when needed. B. Maintain cash reserves specifically for covering fixed expenses during low revenue periods. C. Reduce employee hours immediately during slow months to cut costs. D. Increase marketing spend during slow months regardless of cash availability. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Maintaining and strategically increasing marketing spend during slow months can stimulate demand and help smooth out revenue fluctuations, though it requires careful budgeting. Relying solely on credit lines can increase debt risk, and reducing employee hours too quickly can harm morale and service quality. Having a cash reserve for fixed expenses is crucial, but without marketing efforts to generate revenue, business risks extended downturns. Effective cash flow management involves balancing reserves and proactive revenue generation to maintain business stability. Question 3. When faced with a recurring issue of employee turnover, Mr. Patel is reviewing his HR policies. Which approach will most effectively improve employee retention while maintaining compliance with labor laws? A. Implement strict attendance policies and penalize tardiness harshly. B. Increase employee wages without improving workplace culture. C. Develop comprehensive training programs and foster positive communication channels. D. Avoid formal HR policies to maintain flexibility in managing staff. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Comprehensive training and fostering positive communication improve employee engagement and satisfaction, reducing turnover and enhancing compliance with labor laws related to workplace conditions and development. Strict punitive policies may create a hostile work environment, while wage increases without cultural improvements might not address underlying issues. Avoiding formal HR policies risks non-compliance and inconsistent management. Effective HR management balances legal obligations with employee development and positive workplace culture. Question 4. Based on the information about Mr. Williams' HVACR business, which invests heavily in emerging smart thermostat technologies, what risk management practice should he prioritize to protect his investment? A. Purchase comprehensive insurance covering product liability and cyber risks. B. Focus solely on physical property insurance. C. Avoid additional insurance to reduce overhead costs. D. Delegate risk management to vendors supplying the technology. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Avoiding additional insurance is a high-risk approach that jeopardizes the company's financial security. Comprehensive insurance covering product liability and cyber risks protects against the unique vulnerabilities of emerging technology investments. Physical property insurance alone is insufficient, and relying solely on vendors for risk management leaves the business exposed to third-party failures. A robust management strategy must proactively address all potential exposures tied to innovative product adoption. Question 5. Considering the evidence, Chen needs to improve her company's customer complaint handling process. What is the best method to strengthen customer relationships through complaint management? A. Resolve complaints only if they escalate to formal disputes. B. Implement an ERM system that tracks customer interactions and feedback. C. Direct all complaints to technical staff without follow-up. D. Offer discounts to customers who complain as the primary resolution. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Offering discounts as a primary resolution may temporarily appease customers but risks encouraging complaints and reduces profitability. Resolving only escalated complaints ignores opportunities to prevent dissatisfaction. Simply directing complaints to technical staff without follow-up lacks accountability and customer focus. Implementing a system that tracks interactions enables proactive management, consistent follow-up, and data-driven improvements, thereby strengthening customer trust and loyalty. Question 6. In the context of HVACR service contracts, HRConquer is deciding how to price maintenance plans to maximize profitability while remaining competitive. What principle should guide his pricing strategy? A. Price plans based solely on competitor rates to attract customers. B. Calculate pricing by accurately estimating labor, parts overhead, and desired profit margin. C. Set prices low initially and raise them sharply after acquiring customers. D. Base prices only on fixed costs, ignoring variable expenses. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Accurate pricing based on a thorough estimate of labor, parts overhead, and profit margin ensures financial sustainability and competitive positioning. Pricing solely by competitors ignores unique business costs and risks losses. Initial low pricing with sharp increases damages trust and may reduce customer retention. Ignoring variable expenses underestimates true costs, leading to eroded margins. SAMP integrates all cost factors and desired profitability for long-term success. Question 7. Throughout the course of managing his HVACR business, Mr. Lee wants to implement technology for scheduling and invoicing. Which approach best supports operational efficiency and data accuracy? A. Use separate manual spreadsheets for scheduling and invoicing. B. Invest in an integrated software platform that automates scheduling, invoicing, and data reporting. C. Outsource invoicing and handle scheduling manually. D. Use paper-based systems to avoid software costs. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Outsourcing invoicing while managing scheduling manually creates inefficiencies and data silos, increasing error risk and reducing responsiveness. Manual spreadsheets and paper systems are prone to errors, data loss, and labor-intensive updates. Investing in an integrated software platform automates processes, improves accuracy, streamlines communication, and provides actionable reports. This investment aligns with practices for leveraging it to enhance operational control and business scalability. Question 8. When analyzing Mr. Davis's approach to safety protocols on job sites, what is the most effective way to reduce workplace accidents and comply with OSHA regulations? A. Conduct one safety training session annually for all employees. B. Require employees to self-monitor safety compliance without supervision. C. Establish ongoing safety training, regular audits, and enforce use of PPE consistently. D. Assume experienced technicians do not need refresher safety training. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Conducting only annual safety training is inadequate as continuous training and reinforcement are essential to embed safety culture. Self-monitoring without oversight risks lapses in compliance. Assuming experienced workers do not need refreshers ignores evolving hazards and regulations. The most effective approach involves ongoing training, audits, and strict enforcement of personal protective equipment use, fulfilling requirements and reducing accident rates. Question 9. As illustrated by Mr. Roberts' business scenario, which leadership practice best motivates his HVACR team to achieve company goals? A. Micromanage daily tasks to ensure compliance. B. Delegate tasks without clear communication of objectives. C. Inspire through transparent goal setting and recognizing employee contributions. D. Focus solely on financial targets, ignoring employee morale. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Micromanaging typically diminishes employee autonomy, reducing motivation and creativity. Delegating without clear objectives causes confusion and inefficiency. Focusing solely on financial targets neglects the human factor, risking disengagement. Transparent goal setting combined with recognition fosters commitment, trust, and productivity. Effective leadership balances clear expectations with encouragement, team efforts with company success. Question 10. From a practical standpoint, Mr. Smith is negotiating with suppliers to lower equipment costs. Which negotiation strategy will most likely yield the best long-term supplier relationship and favorable terms? A. Demand the lowest price without considering supplier constraints. B. Build a partnership based on mutual benefit and volume commitments. C. Frequently switch suppliers to get the best short-term deals. D. Avoid negotiations to maintain existing prices. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Frequently switching suppliers can damage relationships and reduce leverage for better terms. Demanding the lowest price disregards supplier viability, risking supply interruptions. Avoiding negotiations misses opportunities for cost savings and value-added services. Building a partnership with mutual benefits and volume commitments fosters trust, ensures consistent quality, and can lead to favorable pricing. Flexible terms aligning with best practices in supplier relationship management. Question 11. From the perspective of managing inventory, Is Lopez notices frequent stockouts of critical HVACR parts, causing delays in service calls. What should she do to optimize inventory management and reduce service disruptions? A. Increase all inventory stock levels regardless of demand patterns. B. Implement a just-in-time inventory system combined with accurate demand forecasting. C. Reduce inventory to minimum levels to cut holding costs. D. Order parts only after customers request service, avoiding pre-stocking. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Reducing inventory to minimum levels without proper demand forecasting can worsen stockouts and delay service, negatively impacting customer satisfaction. Increasing all inventory blindly increases holding costs and risks obsolete stock. Ordering parts only after requests causes significant delays. Implementing a just-in-time inventory system integrated with accurate forecasting minimizes both stockouts and carrying costs, ensuring timely parts availability and operational efficiency. Question 12. When considering Mr. Nguyen's business plan update, which focuses on diversifying service offerings, what is a critical factor he must evaluate to ensure strategic alignment? A. The historical revenue trends of his competitors. B. Whether new services align with the company's mission and operational capabilities. C. Only the potential profit margins of the new services. D. Customer preferences without regard to company resources. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Diversification without alignment to the mission and operational capability risks overextension, reduced quality, and inefficiencies. While competitor revenue trends and profit margins are important, they are secondary to internal strategic fit. Ignoring company resources when responding to customer preferences can lead to service failures and reputational damage. A solid business plan integrates new services, leverage existing strengths, and support the company's vision. Question 13. In the modern context of HVACR marketing, Mr. Sullivan wants to improve his digital presence. What marketing tactic is most effective in attracting and retaining customers online? A. Relying solely on paid ads without organic content. B. Combining SEO-optimized website content, social media engagement, and customer reviews. C. Only using email blasts to previous customers. D. Posting sporadically on social media without strategic planning. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Relying only on paid ads misses the long-term benefits of organic reach. Email blasts without broader engagement limit audience growth. Sporadic posting fails to build consistent brand awareness. A multi-channel digital marketing approach combining SEO, active social media, and customer reviews builds credibility, attracts new clients, and fosters loyalty, reflecting current best practices in HVACR marketing strategy. Question 14. With respect to financing options, Patel is evaluating a loan to upgrade equipment but is concerned about repayment flexibility. Which financing approach best balances immediate capital needs with manageable debt servicing? A. Using a high-interest credit card for equipment purchases. B. Securing a term loan with fixed payments and a reasonable interest rate. C. Relying on personal savings exclusively to avoid debt. D. Leasing equipment without evaluating total lease costs. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Leasing equipment may provide flexibility in cash flow but requires thorough evaluation of lease terms and total costs. High-interest credit cards increase financial risk due to high rates. Using only personal savings may limit growth potential. Term loans offer predictable payments but may constrain cash flow if not carefully planned. Leasing combined with cost analysis often balances immediate needs with repayment, suitable for business growth strategies. Question 15. Through the lens of customer relationship management, Istakim experiences high client churn despite competitive pricing. What is the best way to identify and address underlying causes? They conduct exit interviews and analyze data to identify dissatisfaction trends. B. Reduce prices further to retain customers. C. Ignore churn as customers naturally fluctuate. D. Increase advertising to attract new customers. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Understanding reasons for churn through exit interviews and analysis reveals actionable insights on service or relationship gaps. Simply lowering prices may erode profits without solving underlying issues. Ignoring churn overlooks valuable feedback, risking business decline. Increasing advertising attracts new customers but does not improve retention. Addressing churn requires data-driven diagnosis and improvements in service and communication. Question 16. While examining Mr. Johnson's safety record, he realizes near-miss incidents are underreported. What steps should he take to improve workplace safety culture and regulatory compliance? A. Punish employees who fail to report incidents to deter negligence. B. Encourage open reporting by creating non-punitive environment and regular safety meetings. C. Limit incident reporting to serious accidents only. D. Delegate safety reporting to supervisors exclusively. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. A non-punitive culture encourages employees to report near misses, enabling proactive hazard mitigation and compliance with OSHA guidelines. Punishing underreporting fosters fear and underreporting. Limiting reporting excludes valuable data for preventing accidents. Delegating reporting solely to supervisors may miss grassroots safety issues. Encouraging open communication and regular safety meetings. Awareness and continuous improvement in safety performance. Question 17. Taking into account Mr. Ramirez's recent challenges with subcontractor reliability, what is the best contractual strategy to mitigate risks associated with subcontracted HVACR work? A. Use verbal agreements to maintain flexibility. B. Include clear scope of work, deadlines, and penalties for non-compliance in written contracts. C. Pay subcontractors only after all work is completed. D. Allow subcontractors to self-report progress without oversight. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Paying only after completion incentivizes timely work but may strain subcontractor relations and cause disputes if partial work is done. Verbal agreements are legally weak and risky. Written contracts with explicit scopes, deadlines, and penalties protect all parties and reduce risk. Allowing self-reporting without oversight invites delays and quality issues. Clear, enforceable contracts combined with monitoring the best risk mitigation in subcontracting. Question 18. Considering the evidence, Martin is reviewing her pricing and estimating process and wants to improve accuracy. Which practice is most effective? A. Using standard pricing for all jobs regardless of scope or complexity. B. Performing detailed job costing including labor, materials, overhead, and profit margins for each estimate. C. Relying solely on technician estimates without managerial review. D. Offering discounts upfront to win contracts quickly. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Using standard pricing indiscriminately ignores job-specific variables, risking underpricing or overpricing. Relying only on technician estimates without oversight reduces accuracy. Offering discounts upfront compromises profitability. Detailed job costing accounts for labor, materials, overhead, and profit, enabling precise estimates, better financial control, and competitive bids aligned with actual job requirements. Question 19. Among the various leadership styles, Mr. Thompson wants to enhance his team's critical thinking and problem-solving abilities. What leadership approach best fosters this development? A. Directive leadership with close supervision. B. Empowering employees with autonomy and encouraging collaborative problem-solving. C. Avoiding delegation to maintain control. D. Punishing mistakes harshly to deter errors. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Empowering employees encourages ownership, creativity, and collaborative problem-solving, enhancing skills and morale. Directive leadership limits initiative and growth. Avoiding delegation stifles development. Harsh punishment creates fear, reducing innovation and risk-taking. Effective leadership supports autonomy balanced with guidance, fostering a learning environment that cultivates critical thinking. Question 20. The primary reason for ISTISing implementing an integrated system is to improve operational efficiency. What is the most significant benefit of using such a system in an HVACR business? A. Increased paperwork and manual data entry. B. Streamlined scheduling, invoicing, and real-time data access for decision-making. C. Reduced communication among departments to limit errors. D. Increased dependency on third-party support without control. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Integrated systems streamline workflows by automating scheduling, invoicing, and providing real-time data, enhancing decision-making and reducing errors. Increased paperwork and manual entry contradict system benefits. Reducing communication undermines collaboration. Dependency on its support is a risk but outweighed by operational gains. Efficient integration supports scalability, customer service, competitive advantage in HVACR business operations. Question 21. Taking into account is Blake's decision to implement green HVAC technologies, what should she prioritize to ensure long-term business viability while appealing to environmentally conscious customers? A. Focus only on the lowest installation costs regardless of technology efficiency. B. Invest in staff training on new green technologies and educate customers on benefits. C. Avoid marketing the green features to keep pricing competitive. D. Limit green technology offerings to one type to simplify inventory. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Investing in staff training and customer education ensures proper installation, maximizes technology benefits, and builds customer trust. Focusing only on cost risks poor performance and reputational damage. Not marketing green features misses growing market demand. Limiting offerings reduces customer choice and competitiveness. Educated staff and informed customers support long-term adoption and business growth in sustainable HVAC solutions. Question 22. Given the circumstances, Istacate is reviewing his financial statements and notices his gross margin has decreased despite steady sales. What is the most likely underlying cause? A. Increased direct costs such as labor and materials without corresponding price adjustments. B. Decreased overhead expenses. C. Improved inventory management, reducing waste. D. Reduced marketing expenses. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Reduced marketing expenses would not directly lower gross margin. It affects sales volume and customer acquisition. Decreased overhead reduces net costs but doesn't impact gross margin. Improved inventory management typically improves margins. Increased direct costs without raising prices directly reduce gross margin by increasing cost of goods sold relative to sales revenue, making it the most profitable. Question 23. In a context of HVACR installation projects, Davis wants to improve team efficiency and reduce rework. What operational practice should she implement? A. Skip pre-installation planning to save time. B. Conduct thorough job site assessments and detailed project planning before installation. C. Allow technicians to improvise on-site solutions without consulting project managers. D. Limit communication between design and installation teams to prevent confusion. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Allowing technicians to improvise risks inconsistent results, errors, and rework. Skipping planning leads to unforeseen problems. Limiting communication reduces coordination essential for project success. Thorough site assessments and detailed planning ensure clarity, resource allocation, and alignment, minimizing mistakes and enhancing efficiency, which are crucial in complex HVACR installations. Question 24. While evaluating risk management strategies, HRConquer realizes some potential business interruptions could be caused by failures. What is the best approach to mitigate this operational risk? A. Ignore it risks because HVACR is primarily mechanical. B. Develop and regularly test disaster recovery plan, including data backups and system redundancies. C. Delegate it risk management entirely to external vendors without oversight. D. Delay investments to prioritize other operational costs. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Ignoring it risks underestimates their impact. In modern HVACR businesses rely heavily on it for scheduling, invoicing, and diagnostics. Delegating it management without oversight risks misalignment with business needs. Delaying it investments increases vulnerability. Developing and testing disaster recovery plans with backups and redundancies ensures operational continuity and resilience against it. Failures are best practice. Risk management. Question 25. From the perspective of team leadership, is Bennett notices communication breakdowns causing project delays. What action should she take to improve team performance? A. Implement regular team meetings and encourage open, two-way communication. B. Restrict communication to written emails only. C. Assign blame to underperforming employees publicly to motivate improvement. D. Reduce team size without analyzing communication flow. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Restricting communication to written emails only may exacerbate delays by limiting immediate feedback and informal problem solving. Publicly blaming employees damages morale and trust. Reducing team size without understanding communication problems can worsen performance. Regular meetings and fostering open communication encourage collaboration, quick issue resolution, and shared accountability, critical, effective leadership, and timely project delivery. Question 26. In a modern context of business planning, Mr. Evans wants to ensure his HVACR company's mission statement effectively guides decision-making. Which characteristic best defines useful mission statements? A. It focuses narrowly on short-term financial goals. B. It clearly articulates the company's core purpose and values to inspire employees and customers. C. It mimics competitor mission statements to align with industry standards. D. It emphasizes only the product features the company offers. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. A mission statement focused solely on product features lacks inspirational value and strategic guidance. Narrow financial goals limit long-term vision. Mimicking competitors reduces uniqueness. An effective mission statement clearly expresses core purpose and values, guiding decisions, motivating employees, and resonating with customers, which is foundational for coherent business planning and sustained growth. Question 27. When analyzing Mr. Harris's approach to pricing and estimating, which factor most critically affects the accuracy of his job cost calculations? A. Ignoring overhead costs and focusing only on materials and labor. B. Accurately accounting for all direct and indirect costs, including overhead and contingencies. C. Estimating labor hours without considering technician skill levels. D. Relying solely on historical job data without adjustments for current conditions. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Ignoring overhead costs leads to underestimating total job costs, which compromises profitability. Estimating labor hours without skill considerations and relying solely on historical data without adjustments reduce accuracy. Comprehensive job costing includes direct materials, labor, overhead, and contingencies to produce reliable estimates and ensure financial viability. Question 20. Given the circumstances, Clark is concerned about the ethical implications of subcontractor bidding. What practice best upholds business ethics in subcontractor selection? A. Accepting the lowest bid regardless of subcontractor qualifications. B. Selecting subcontractors based on a balanced evaluation of price, qualifications, and past performance. C. Awarding contracts to friends or family members without competitive bidding. D. Changing subcontractor scopes without informing all parties. Answer. Correct answer. See explanation. Awarding contracts to friends or family without competition violates fairness and transparency, undermining ethical business standards. Accepting the lowest bid without qualifications risks poor work quality. Changing scopes without communication causes disputes. Ethical subcontractor selection requires balancing cost with qualifications and past performance, fostering fairness and long-term relationships. Question 29. When evaluating marketing and sales strategies, Mr. Foster notices his sales pipeline has many leads but few conversions. What is the most effective next step? A. Increase lead generation activities to boost volume. B. Analyze and improve the sales process to better qualify and nurture leads. C. Lower prices to convert more leads quickly. D. Ignore lead quality and focus on quantity only. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Focusing only on lead quantity without addressing quality and sales process inefficiencies leads to wasted resources and low conversion rates. Increasing lead generation without process improvements compounds this issue. Lowering prices can damage profitability. Analyzing and refining the sales process to qualify, engage, and nurture leads enhances conversion rates and sustainable growth. Question 30. As demonstrated by Mr. Blake's efforts to reduce workplace injuries, what is the most effective method to ensure safety protocol adherence across multiple job sites? A. Rely on individual supervisors to enforce safety without standardization. B. Develop and enforce company-wide safety policies with regular audits and employee involvement. C. Conduct safety training only during employee onboarding. D. Use safety posters at job sites as the sole enforcement tool. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Relying solely on supervisors and posters is inconsistent and insufficient for comprehensive safety compliance. One-time training during onboarding is inadequate for ongoing hazards. Company-wide standardized safety policies, combined with regular audits and active employee involvement, promote consistent adherence, reduce injuries, and ensure compliance with OSHA and industry standards.